We've talked about a lot of movies that we almost made since Loving. Um, I was particularly excited about this one because the costumes are quite fun to do, and period costuming is really fun. And yeah, I was excited about doing it. And so I kept waiting for it to come together. Had it been a movie with like quadruple the budget and more people, we would have sort of half manufactured them. And I think it wouldn't have looked as real and realistic. It was hand done by some elves. My first call was my ager dyer, for sure. I knew everything needed to look old and worn in and dusty and dirty. And yeah, that was one of my first calls. When you see it in live person, however old and dirty it looks, it's going to look 30% less old and dirty when you see it in camera, when you see it on the big screen, because it's just what happens. Something happens in the process of filming, and it's farther away. Lighting, all the other things happening. So you have to go further than you think. And knowing that is kind of half the battle as far as, when you're working with an ager dyer and when you're working with everybody around you. I know if you asked any of my crew, they'd probably say, she wants more dirt, because I do. I always want more dirt because it always looks like less in camera. Historically, there is actually the repurposing of uniforms, whether it's a cop uniform or a military uniform. We have so much fashion that takes from the uniform and repurposes it. And the biker gangs were doing that. They were taking the motorcycle jacket that was a cop jacket and they were repurposing it. And same with the cop caps, the helmet, the sort of visor caps. Those became biker caps. And so it's taking an institution or a uniform and repurposing it and putting your own spin on it. And at the same time, kind of saying fuck you to that institution. There was both the individuality of the group, of each person in the group, and the togetherness of the group. Of course, the logo and the rockers in the back of the vests are part of that. Part of it is just, we took every single piece of denim that was in the movie and we overdyed it the same hue. So that's what Ader Dyer Troy did. He sort of took all of the denim, whether we built it, which we did for Benny's, or we bought it, which or we rented it, depending on wherever it came from, we overdyed it. And that marries it together so it feels like it's coming from the same world.